So my number one e-bike is... Happy New Year, everybody. So I have reviewed over 30 electric bikes now over the last, I say, 3 to 4 years. So I think it's that time of the year again where I give y'all my top 5 e-bikes as of 2024. In this video, I'm gonna go through my top 5 e-bikes overall. I might do separate videos on top 5 of a specific kind of e-bike, like top 5 full-size e-bike, top 5 folding bike, or maybe like top 5 moped style bike. But y'all comment below on which top 5 y'all would like to see next. In this top 5, I'm really focusing on the bike itself. I'm not talking about the company or the customer service or anything like that, because a lot of times the customer service with these e-bikes trash. That's because a lot of these companies, they're kind of middleman companies, They give specifications to China, and then they order the bikes in bulk from China, put a name on the bike, and then sell them to us. And sometimes companies only have a certain amount of e-bikes, and then after that, that's it. The company dissolves. But some companies stick around, like they're gonna have, they release new versions. So a lot of times the customer service is kind of iffy because they're coordinating with China a lot of times regarding how to fix your bike. That's why I always say, before you buy an e-bike, make sure that you can get that battery from Alibaba, from eBay, or from the company itself, because that means that battery is pretty standard and readily available. And just try to make sure you're getting the e-bike with pretty much standard parts, so that way you can get the parts yourself, you can fix the bike yourself, because the good thing about an e-bike is the electrical parts of it is pretty much snap and play. A lot of times I haven't had an electrical issue that I wasn't able to resolve myself. So I'm just talking about the e-bike itself, not talking about the company, not talking about the customer service. Sorry in advance for the glasses. I have these, it's nighttime here, and I have these camera lights in my eyes, so I put the sunglasses on to protect me from them. So if I miss any detail on these bikes, I will have my reviews in the description below. If you want to purchase any of these e-bikes, I will leave links in the description below. I will also leave all of my discount code to these bikes in the description below. So before I get into my top 5, I want to talk about a couple of honorable mention bikes. Starting with the Annie, are you okay? My girl calls it Annie, are you okay? But it's Annie Ioki A8 Pro Max. So this is a moped style e-bike with an adjustable seat. So I can only use moped style e-bikes with adjustable seats because a lot of times moped style e-bikes, although I like the fact that they're compact usually because they're for urban commutes, their seats are just way too low to the floor. I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. And a lot of times with these moped style e-bikes, the seat is so low where when I pedal, my knee is coming way above my hip. And so that's gonna cause strain on my hip and my knees. So a lot of moped style e-bikes I can't use, except for e-bikes like these that have an adjustable seat on them. It's the longest range e-bike that I've ever reviewed. It can go up to 200 miles per charge.
What?
And we're talking 100 to 130 miles throttle only, so that's pretty crazy. And you can get this with a 48 volt battery or like a 52 volt 60 amp hour battery. Like, that's also the biggest battery I've ever had on an e-bike as well. This bike has full suspension, including 2 suspensions in the rear. Suspension is okay. Only 4 by 4 inch all-terrain tires, Shaoyang tires, and Shaoyang are my favorite e-bike tires. Very grippy, very durable. It has an alarm system. So you can actually activate an alarm system on this bike, and the fob you use for your alarm, you need that fob to turn the e-bike on. So this is an anti-theft bike. And it rides really smooth because it's a huge bike. Like, usually with moped style e-bike, they're compact, and that's part of the reason why I like them. This e-bike is not compact. Like, it's 6 feet 1 inches long, which is the longest moped style e-bike that I've reviewed. Bike also weighs over 100 pounds. This bike also has a 1,000 watt motor. Bike has really good speed. Like, I was able to get up to 33 miles per hour pretty easily on this e-bike. This bike also had one feature that I love on an e-bike that I've only had with 2 e-bikes of the 30, which is the ability to change how tight your hydraulic disc brakes are. You can change it with this screw that's on the handlebar. I love that feature, and I don't know why more bikes don't have that feature available. With all these good things about the e-bike, you're probably wondering, why is this not in my top 5? It's because The seat and the bike itself is just way too wide. I don't like pedaling an e-bike with my knees far apart like this, you know, because that's going to cause strain on my hip, you know. The seat pole that I reviewed was very clunky. Like, it seemed like it didn't fit the bike. They gave a like plastic cover to try to make it fit with the bike, but it didn't. But the new version of this bike, it looks like they fixed that seat pole problem, so maybe it won't be the case. But to me, and this might be a personal preference thing, you know, I'm a slender guy, but to me the bike itself is just a little too wide for me to pedal comfortably. So not in my top 5, but definitely in my honorable mention. My next honorable mention e-bike is the ActBest Z-Cool. Now this is the most portable bike on this list. It has 20 by 3 inch wheels, for example. Every other bike has 4-inch wheels or wider. It weighs under 70 pounds, it folds, it has dual suspension, and it has a lot of bells and whistles, like it has an anti-theft, like seat pole of a battery. In order to even change the height of the seat, you need a key. And the seat pole battery is light. Like, you can just take the seat pole with you, and then nobody can get away with your bike with electrical assistance. I was able to get up to 25 miles per hour on this bike. It has a 750 watt motor, 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery, but for a bike this small, that's a pretty good battery life. Now, in fact, when I went on like a 12-mile bike ride, I still had all of my battery bars. And this bike is a smooth ride for a bike this size. It probably has the best suspension of any bike this size that I've reviewed. You can adjust the seat pole and the handlebar pretty high length, and it has adjustable suspension in the front. And you also have all the bells and whistles. You have a horn, you got lights, you have a USB charger on the handlebar. It's not in my top 5 because although you can modify the pedal assist sensitivity, even when you put it to the most sensitive, there's just a little delay getting that pedal assist to turn on when you're pedaling. I would like a bike to be a little bit faster than 25 miles per hour, but that's probably as good as you're gonna get with a bike that size. So if I'm going to a more urban area, or if I need to have a small bike that I'm gonna take with me somewhere where I need to pack it up and put it in a corner or something like that, this is the bike that I take. So coming in at number 5 for my favorite electric bike is another ActBest, except this is the ActBest Pioneer, which is a moped style e-bike with an adjustable seat. But this adjustable seat is just a normal bike seat pole, so you can replace it with a longer one if you want to. You can also replace the seat with whatever bike seat that you deem comfortable, so that's good. It has full suspension, and it also has the best suspension of any other moped style e-bike that I've reviewed. It has all the bells and whistles. You need a key to start your bike. Like, it has an ignition start, so there is some anti-theft going on with this bike. You have a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. This bike is advertised to go like 80 miles per charge. I went on a 14-mile bike ride, mainly in mode 3 and 4. And the 14 miles that I rode, I still had all of my battery bars. I'm able to get up to like 33 miles per hour pretty easily on this bike too. This bike has throttle only and pedal assist mode. It has over 10 advanced settings where you can change things like your pedal assist sensitivity. It has 20 by 4 inch all-terrain tires and some of my favorite tires, which are Shaoyang tires. It has turning signals that you can rotate to look in front of the bike or to look behind the bike. You have a horn, you have lights, and this is more of a compact moped style e-bike. Like, it's only 5 feet 6 inches long from wheel to wheel. Now, this moped style e-bike weighs like 80 to 85 pounds, so it's lighter than the Annie Ioki. I think the only miss with this bike really was the suspension in the front is not adjustable. And when I received the bike, my headlight didn't work. So they had to send me another one, and it took about 8 days for me to get my new headlight. So coming in at number 4 is probably the oldest e-bike on my top 5. I've had it the longest, which is the Cyrusha XF900. And this bike is a combination of speed and comfort. It's one of my fastest bikes. Like, I can go up to 30 miles per hour pretty easily on this bike. It has dual suspension. It is a full-size e-bike. Like, it weighs like 77 pounds. It has a motorcycle style front fork, which is adjustable. So it does make for a very smooth ride whether you're on road or off road. One of the best suspensions on a full-size e-bike that I've had. Like, this is the e-bike that I would use to go out and if I want to do jumps and things like that, or some crazy off-road riding, I usually use this bike for that. This bike also has a horn, a headlight. It doesn't have a rear light, but it does have some type of light that comes on the back seat. It has like over 10 advanced settings that you can change your pedal assist sensitivity or your limit speed. It has 26 by 4 inch all-terrain tires. Cyrush is advertised to go 62 miles of charge. It has a 48 volt, 17 amp hour battery. Usually the highest I get is 20 amp hour outside of the Anioki. 20 is like the max that I usually get. On a 10-mile bike ride, I still have all my battery bars. This is probably the third smoothest bike that I've ever used. Just the combination of the size of the bike, like it's a good size, it's not too heavy, but it's not too light either. And the tires and the suspension like makes for a very, very smooth ride. So because it's a smooth ride, but it can also be very agile and it's fast. Definitely one of my favorites. The only thing I don't like about the bike that I have is the battery is exposed. And I've had issues with not this e-bike, but another e-bike that had a battery that was exposed and it was raining. And it damaged the battery. I ain't gonna even lie. It made the bike not work. I had to like get a whole new battery and a whole new battery post. So, but I do think the new versions of the Cyrusher have a concealed battery. So coming in at number 3, I have the Vitolen T7. And this is my second smoothest bike that I've ever used, especially full-size e-bike, because it has not only adjustable suspension in the front, but it also has adjustable suspension in the rear. This e-bike is one of the smoothest e-bikes that I've used with a motorcycle style front fork. There have only been 2 e-bikes that I think that have a motorcycle style front fork where I feel like I can ride with no hands. You know, this is the smoothest one. So even though I have the motorcycle style front fork, motorcycle style front forks are usually heavy, so it leans to the left or the right if your hand is not on the handlebar. This bike, I can literally vlog with no hands on the handlebar while riding this e-bike, although it has a motorcycle style front fork. So my second smoothest bike is this bike. That's the main reason why I like it. It's very, very smooth. I feel very, very comfortable when I'm using this e-bike. This e-bike does have great battery life. It has a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. Advertised to go like 80 miles of charge. On a 10-15 mile bike ride, I still have all my battery bars. It does only go 28 miles per hour, and it almost like it's a hard stop at 28. Like it's really, you can go faster than that, but I haven't figured out how to unlock it. 750 watt motor. I think it's probably the best looking bike on my channel, but feel free to go through my videos to see if you agree with me. You have this new innovative colorful display. You also have over 10 advanced settings on your display, including the ability to change your limit speed, and you can change your pedal assist to go from manual to auto. You have a horn, a headlight, and then a USB charger. This bike has 26 by 4 inch CST BFT tires, which are my second favorite all-terrain tires. I really like Chaoyang tires, but they are very grippy tires, which I like regarding all-terrain tires. This bike weighs 79 pounds, so it's not too heavy. So yeah, this is probably one of my more comfortable bikes overall. To me, I think the only miss with this bike was, although you can alter your pedal assist to go from like manual to automatic, you can't change your pedal assist sensitivity. But I didn't have any issue with it for a guy my size. I'm about, I say 180, 5'11". The pedal assist is perfect for me. Now this bike does have pedal assist modes, but you also have electric only mode. This Vitolen also did not come with a rear light. So coming in at number 2, we have another Vitolen. So this is the Vitolen i7 Pro, which is a folding portable bike, which weighs 70 pounds. And this is actually the bike that I use the most. So if you see me doing like a vlog or like a comedic e-bike skit or something like that, more than likely I'm on this bike because I use it the most. To me, this bike, I call it a jackknife because it has a little bit of everything. Like you have turning signals, you got headlight and rear light, you have a comfortable ride. I think this is the second most comfortable folding bike that I've ever used. With the dual suspension, this bike came fully assembled, so you didn't have to do a whole lot of assembly when you received the bike. I can go up to 30 miles per hour pretty quickly in this bike too. It has a 750 watt motor. So the combination of the fact that this bike is portable, this bike can go up to 30 miles per hour, this bike has decent battery life, like it has a 48 volt, 16 amp hour battery. 10-mile bike ride on mode 5, I might lose 1 out of 5 battery bars, which is okay for a bike this size. The fact that you have all the bells and whistles like turning signals, the ability to adjust how tight your hydraulic disc brakes are, and really reactive pedal assist sensitivity. Like you can adjust it to where the pedal assist sensitivity is pretty much perfect. Like it doesn't send you flying, but it's not delayed either. So the combination of all of these things is why I use this bike the most and why it's number 2 on my list of e-bikes. So my number 1 e-bike is the Untitled Leopard. So this e-bike is the great combination of speed, power, and comfort. It's the fastest e-bike on this list. I've hit 36 miles per hour on this bike, but 35 miles per hour consistently. But it's a comfortable 35 miles per hour. Part of that is because these are the fattest tires of any other bike on this list, with 26 by 4.8 inch tires. So it's wider than most. And the suspension, like it has a suspension in the front, adjustable, and it also has this crazy suspension in the rear. That mixed with the fat tires makes for a very, very smooth ride. And although this is a full-size e-bike, like it's really long, it's also kind of light for a bike that long. Like it's only around 70 pounds. So it's kind of light, it's agile, it has crazy suspension. You can go 35, 36 miles per hour comfortably on this e-bike. I love the fact that this e-bike has advanced settings that are easy to follow. Like a lot of times e-bikes have these advanced settings where you would need experience with an e-bike to know exactly what they mean. This e-bike, the advanced settings are very straightforward. And this bike also has good battery life. It has a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. Again, 20 is up there with the highest amp hours. Advertised to go 80 miles a charge. When I used the bike, going 10-15 mile bike ride, I still had all of my battery bars. Also has a headlight, has the USB charger, has hydraulic disc brakes. This bike does have a rear light, but it's a manual one that you can put on the back of your seat pole. And this is my favorite e-bike regarding off-road. Only because it has fatter tires than any of the bikes on this list. That with the suspension, very, very comfortable. But what I don't like about the bike is the handlebar is just way too far from the seat for a guy my height, and I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on. But if you get a handlebar stem extender, which lets you adjust the height and angle of your handlebar, this is pretty much the perfect bike regarding a full-size bike. Because that's the only issue I have with the bike. And maybe it would have been nice to have like an actual brake light instead of a bike where you have to hit a button to turn the rear light on. Regarding the power, this bike does have a 1000 watt motor. So that makes this the top 2-3 most powerful bike that I've ever reviewed on this channel. So yeah, I'm going to be doing another video on this bike where I add that stem extender. I think that's going to make it the most perfect full-size e-bike on the market. So do me a favor, look through my videos and comment below on which video that I reviewed would be your favorite e-bike. Also, I need to do a survey on if I could send you a free e-bike, which I might do soon. I might be doing a giveaway soon if I haven't already done it by the time I post this video. If I would send you a free e-bike, if you live in the US, if I was to send you a free e-bike, what type of e-bike would you like? Would you like a full-size e-bike like the T7 and the Yoto bike? Would you like a cargo bike? Would you like a folding portable bike, kind of like the i7 Pro? Would you like a moped style bike like the Annie Ioki? Comment below on if you were to get a free e-bike, what type of e-bike would you like? And maybe include why too, but at least put down what type of e-bike you would like if you were to receive a free e-bike. So those are my top 5. Comment below on what you thought of my top 5 e-bikes based on the e-bike that I've received. Hopefully I'll receive more bikes in 2024. Hopefully they come with new features that I haven't seen before. But I guess we'll see, right? But comment below. Thank y'all for watching.